The first thing I'd say is silence is also feedback.
Yeah,
The
I
reason
like
why I
that.
say that is because I learnt it from Albert Capellas when he was in Barcelona's academy and he was coaching Messi, Iniesta, and Xavi, and he was told, "Your job is to not make them worse." And
Yes.
It's nice if you have players like that, but
yeah.
yeah.
So what he was saying is that coaching in silence is also just as powerful as giving actual word feedback, etc. So there's that. Then for me, I think obviously context is different between game day and training. For me, in training, I think we've got to be really careful how we stop practices, pause practices, and address the group, because I still think at times it's pausing the practice and just focusing on one player, two players, where that's not necessary. So for me, that's really important. But then if we're talking about individualistic, I think it's always great to be able to come alongside a player. So there may be times to go I'd step into practice and maybe go alongside the centre back and let's walk and talk as the practice is going on. Sometimes I find if you take a player out, it's very challenging because they're still focused on the ball. They're still looking at the ball. So the message may not deliver as much as you think you would like it to. And I would always say short and sharp and snappy,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we're in training and even game day. Emotions are high, and Mike's talked about it. You have that passion for the game, and obviously in training as well, it's competitive. So just don't overload. If it's just one thing, just leave it at one thing, and let them focus on that part. But yeah, that's what I would say initially.
You
Yeah.
agree with that,
I,
Mike?
I, yeah, I think it's a challenging one, particularly I think for grassroots coaches who don't have as many resources, as the pro game. And when we talk to coaches about, okay, we need to give more personal feedback. And once they understand what that means, the next question is, well, when the heck am I going to do that? Because I'm busy enough just getting to the practice, getting things set up. I've got 4 drills I want to do, and then we're going to play and whatever. And when do I do that? Game time's too crazy. So some coaches have occasionally the mid-season meeting with parents and everything and give a bit of feedback. But I think a lot of coaches find it hard to figure out the timing. I think my point of view is you have to find some time, is because during the drills and games, particularly in the beginning of practice, where you really want to be involved in it, you're doing ball mastery, you're doing, the core skill you're working on, combinations and whatever. It's very difficult to give individual. I like the idea of Tamasan. There is time, particularly in more gameplay thing, to be side to a player and then just give them a little tip. And I think that's good. But I think what my advice is, every training session for the grassroots should always end with 20 minutes of free play. Now, some coaches seem to say you've got to coach every, you only have an hour. So I've got to coach every second of that, to be a coach. That's the point that silence and observation is coaching. And so I think it's that last 20 minutes where you want players to play on their own. You don't want a lot of coach comment on that. And I think that's one is a time to observe, make your notes. Or it's a time where when I was coaching a team was that's a time where I do pull a player out, just for 2-3 minutes, because it's okay. The others are playing. It's not pulling out from a drill or a game where they're key.
Yeah.
And that's where I have a little conversation, because I've observed something during the game. I want to talk about that. To your point is because I don't need to be coaching in that. I don't need to be coaching the last 20 minutes of practice, but I need to be coaching. And to me, that means the possibility of conversation time.